Have you ever finished your makeup and within a couple of hours it's showing tremendous texture and it has all these lines in your face, especially around your smile lines and on your under eyes? Well, in this video I am going to show you how you can prep your skin to give you the smoothest, most flawless skin so that your foundation routine comes out looking the most fresh and flawless it has ever look. So your skincare routine is done and it's time for you to prep your base so you can slap that makeup on real quickly and leave the house, which means you already put on your moisturizer. We cannot go in with our primer while our face is super duper moisturized. So let's just go ahead and dry it down a bit. Next, you're going to pick up your favorite primer. There are a lot of primers that address a lot of skin concerns. For me personally right now, I am trying to address hydration because I've seen that if my skin and my base is properly hydrated, my makeup does not come off looking textured. Use your primer. The primer will first act as a barrier between your face and your makeup, and two, the primer also helps hold onto the makeup so that it stays on your face. I don't believe in a dime-sized primer because exactly which part of my face is this much primer going to cover? I also like to look up as I'm applying the primer to my under eyes because it helps it fill in all of the lines that I have. I like to make sure my nose is properly primed because if I don't put primer on my nose, the makeup will slide right off of it. Next, I like to go ahead and dry down the primer a little bit. After I have dried it down a bit, you can still see that my face is not dry. It's still very glowy. Now at this juncture, if you're somebody who has dry skin and you want to have more of the hydrating feel to your makeup, you can leave it like this. You can just go ahead and apply your makeup. But if you're somebody like me who has oily skin and you want your foundation to come out a little bit more matte because you don't want your oils to just come through within an hour and ruin your base, you can go in with a setting powder. I suggest using a colorless powder because it's not going to show through and also change the tone of your foundation. With this very simple step, you can see that I have turned my very hydrated looking primer base to a very mattified looking primer base. Of course, at this point, you can go ahead and apply your foundation, your concealer, everything else on top of this base, and I promise you, your makeup will not move. The one step that I feel like a lot of people are skipping when it comes to prepping their base is making sure that each layer is adequately dried down. It doesn't have to be extremely dry. It just has to not be wet before you go in with the next step. This way, you're able to apply everything on top of it without worrying about peeling. For example, I have applied primer to my face, and because I wanted to have a gorgeous flawless base, I immediately went in with my setting powder, and then I immediately went in with my color corrector, my concealer, and when I got to the concealer stage, this started happening. My primer base started peeling on me, and no matter what I did, the peeling just wouldn't go away. I had to wash my face and restart it all over again. You don't want this. Always make sure you're drying down each layer before you go in with the next. Even your foundation, if you're looking for a complete routine on how to blend in your foundation, your concealer, setting powder, everything after you've done this beautiful prime and prep work, check out this video right here.